if you're skeptical about dinosaur soft tissue, you think, wow, this is just somebody's just talking hot air. Come on in, look through the professional microscope that we will have, and see it with your own eyes. So we will have instruments to show that.
As we're talking about your El Paso tour, let me pull up here this slide about your upcoming El Paso visit, and we're going to have you real busy this week. And we're so excited to have you, Dr. Armitage, come to El Paso. And I wanted to pull this up here for all of our viewers to see just all the things you're going to be doing this week, the last week of February 2022. We're, of course, going to have you start out at Chapel of the North Hills Church, and you're going to give a presentation that Sunday morning, and then we'll have an afternoon session. And this will be open to everyone who whether or not they're attending the labs. We hope that those who are attending the labs will be able to attend this session. We'll give them a good preview of why this matters and many things. And maybe if you want to explain some more about that Sunday afternoon session, that may be helpful as well.
Sure, perfect. No, the Sunday matinee presentation is for everybody. Particularly skeptics. If you're skeptical about this and you just want to come and handle the bones. We bring bones. You can handle them. You can feel and see the different bones. And we do the whole presentation of all the research that we've done as sort of a general background. Now, this is good for the students because it kind of prepares them. And so a lot of their questions might be answered before they even get into the lab. Because the lab is going to produce so many questions. Believe me, it's amazing how these kids just take off with this stuff when we start the lab. So, but do come Sunday afternoon, especially if you're a skeptic, if you're searching. Maybe you're an evolutionist and you don't believe a word of this. I'm not going to bite you. I won't even yell at you. Come on in and just see. Just open your mind and see what we're presenting. It's pure science. And that's all I present. When I do my presentations, I just present the science, and then we do Q&A. And for 90 minutes, you won't believe the questions that come up. So we'd love for everybody to come. And definitely the students, before you come to the lab, definitely come to the matinee presentation on Sunday.
Yeah, I think both of those will be excellent for anyone who's able to attend. And I will have all of the specific times and details posted on engageapologetics.com. You can find it on the main page that links also to this article that lists all the times and schedule. And then a Monday night, it's not listed here, but this will be for the adult volunteer training, those adult volunteer helpers with the labs. Yes. We'll have some training that evening, and if we need to, we can add another time as well, and you'll find that on the website. And Tuesday, we're in the process working out a location on campus for you to present at UTEP, and we'll publish that soon once that gets worked out. And then Wednesday and Friday, we're going to have the Dinosaur Bone Labs, and we're going to have 3 different times each of those days that students can sign up, and we'll have the registration form, as I mentioned, on the website. And maybe you can explain a little bit more about the labs. They're about 3 hours. What should students expect? And I know it's ages 7 and up where students can participate along with the adult helpers. What should they expect to happen during that lab?
Girls 7 and up, boys 9 and up.
Oh, okay. All right.
Important distinction.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
For some reason, boys at 7, they just don't have the attention span that girls at 7 do. So, yeah, girls 7 and up, boys 9 and up. But there are 3-hour labs. The time goes quickly. You cannot believe how fast it goes by. But they will give a general introduction on what they're going to expect to see. We're going to discuss the specimens. We have to talk about decalcification, how that works, how the tissues are removed from those decalcification containers, how they're preserved, how we make slides that will last, forever. Keep those, in your slide collection, and then we'll get on the microscopes, and we'll spend about an hour working with the dissecting microscopes. They'll be handling bones, different kinds of bones. For example, I like to show them bones that are permineralized because they can see where the solutions. Now you have to think with me about how this happens. When a bone gets buried, it's open to the environment, and if the environment is wet, if it's aqueous, It might have silica and calcite and other minerals dissolved in that water. So when these guys are covered in these waters, these solutions, they infiltrate the bone because the bones are porous. In fact, one of the fun things we discover on the digs is if you find a rock that looks like a bone and you find a bone that looks like a rock, the best way to test them is to put them on your tongue because of all the holes, all the canals, all the blood canals in there. They act like little capillaries and they will grab your tongue and pull it as you try to pull it out of your mouth. So you end up getting a lot of dirt in your mouth, but you find out what's bone and what's not. Anyway, because they're porous, all those solutions will infiltrate in there and then it crystallizes. So I want to show the students the bones that have the crystallized mineral inside the bone canals and then show them bones that have no mineralization in them. And often you can see the blood products. It looks like red dust throughout the bones and in the canal. So they'll spend time on the dissecting microscope looking at those. They'll look at other specimens. We're going to put thin sections in front of them, let them see the clots in those. And then we go to the compound microscopes, which are what you see behind me here. Those are higher power, and you work with slides at that point. And we will have dishes with solution from a decalcified dinosaur bone, and we'll pipette that out, put it on a slide, cover slip it, put it in the microscope, and let them look for cells and vessels and veins and even nerves. And so that'll be another hour of time under the microscope. A lot of students want photographs of the specimens that they work with so they can take those home and maybe write an article about it or something. So we have cameras on several of the microscopes. And so we take pictures, and if they bring their thumb drive, we can give them all their pictures on their thumb drive. So no, it's really fantastic. And what's really neat is that individual kids come up with different questions and different situations. So it really is a lot of fun. There's a lot of give and take during the lab where everybody's learning all at the same time. So it's really a kick in the pants. And I get so energized by it, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
That is exciting. And man, I'm getting amped up just hearing about this. And I can't wait to see how the kids interact and to see the bones myself as I help assist any way I can. And of course, we'll have breaks during those 3-hour sessions. And I think the kids are going to be having so much fun. They're going to go, what? Time's up?
They won't want to take breaks. Trust me.
Yeah, for sure. So it's going to be wonderful. And then we're going to top the week off with a conference at my home church at Coronado Baptist Church on Saturday morning, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And I'm so excited about that. We will have breakout classes for the elementary age kids in nursery. So the adults and parents can attend the whole time in the 520 building with Dr. Armitage. And we're going to have lunch together, and we're going to have several sessions and Q&A. And anything you want to say about the presentations on that Saturday conference?
Well, I guess my work is cut out for me because I have to produce 4 different PowerPoints. One of the talks I put together was a new one called DSTRI on the Bench. And I just brought out some of the hottest, newest research that's just hot off the bench. So I think that'll be a really fun presentation. So we'll do that one. You'll get to see some of the new exciting stuff.
Okay, so I know some people have asked on the Saturday conference and the Sunday one before that, the Sunday matinee at Chapel of North Hills and Saturday conference you see on the slide here at Coronado Baptist Church. Are you going to have any bones on display or any microscopes available that day?
Oh yeah, we'll bring tons of bones. We have the base of the actual Triceratops horn that we found in Montana. So that's about 10 pounds, and I'll let you hold that a little bit. And then we have pieces of frill and rib, condyle. We have a lot of Cretaceous specimens. We have Nanotyrannus, which is a really cool, hot new dinosaur that everybody's talking about. And we're finding tons of soft tissue in that. So we'll have Nanotyrannus. We'll have a lot of the Permian bones available, and you'll be able to handle all those. We want you to feel them, feel the weight, feel the texture, that sort of thing. And then we will have microscopes set up. So if you're skeptical about dinosaur soft tissue, you think, wow, this is just somebody's just talking hot air, come on in, look through the professional microscope that we will have and see it with your own eyes. So we will have instruments to show that. But I just want to talk about what the mission of DSTRI is, because we're a little different from most organizations. Fundamentally, we're a scientific organization. So Our job is to do the work, to do the research, the actual laboratory research that leads to publication. And then we publish. We publish in journals that are peer reviewed. This is a peer reviewed journal, Microscopy Today, and it's only microscopists and biologists who peer review this work. There are, although some paleontologists look at our work also. Some of my work has actually been reviewed by Dr. Mary Schweitzer, and she found it to be fine for publishing. So, but that's our main goal, is to do the work, to publish it, go present at the scientific conferences so that our scientific colleagues know what's going on, but also to take all this equipment out into the field, conduct these hands-on bone labs where students can handle the bones, dissolve the bones, take the tissues out, put them in slides, and photograph them under a microscope. So we think that's the best way for people to realize this is real, this is everywhere, and this is important.
That's awesome. And I love the vision of DSTRI and the goals that you have laid out and we've talked about before. If you want to bring more people on staff, is that right?
Yes, we'd love to have we need about a $50 million endowment to build a foundation, because then we can have a brick and mortar laboratory, multi-story. I'll be in the basement playing with new microscopes, but no, we want to populate it with technicians who can do this work. Every time I start working on new types of bones, I find new discoveries. So there's so much work to be done. I need help. I can't do this alone. So we want to bring in professionals who've gone through an academic career, at least a master's degree in biology or geology, and come in and work with us. We're all self-employed. We don't make any money doing this, but hopefully we'll have the funds to be able to hire technicians. And then if we're near a Christian university, we can cycle students through, and they can intern in different departments in the organization. And no, we have a great vision for what this organization can be for decades to come.
That's incredible. And I think if as you continue to seek the Lord, He will give you wisdom in that area. And I believe that there's probably believers watching now that maybe there's a seed planted there. And I want to encourage the students when they attend these labs and those watching this video to go into a field of science to glorify the Lord. I had someone ask me at our fall creation conference if they should go into a field of science to study, and I said absolutely. a believer should do that.
Yeah, well, we need people in science, and particularly women. We need. This is why I'm really interested in getting the girls in the workshop, because they'll get very excited about it. But no, we need to push people into science because this is an area of study that's being ignored. It's a huge area of study. Who knows what we can learn from the things that we gather from these organisms that lived, a long time ago, but not that long ago. So there's a lot to be learned from this, just the basic science alone. So no, we want to employ people. We want to train them. We want them to go on to greater careers in science. So this is a win-win for everybody.
It really is, and we're in such an exciting time with excellent organizations like Creation Ministries International, Institute for Creation Research Society, and Answers in Genesis, and so many others. I'm sure I failed to mention, and I can't wait to see what the Lord has in store for DSTRI. I'm just going to continue praying blessings for you guys, and that the Lord will send the right people your way, and those that'll support and open doors to continue to grow and expand this organization for God's glory and great scientific research. So thank you again, Dr.
Everybody needs to know this, all of it. And I'm hearing from people from Israel, South Africa, Holland, you name it. People are contacting us from all over the world. So this is a world impact.
That's incredible. And it's amazing in this day and age with the internet that you can be in good contact with them. And I hope this video will spread far and wide. And just like the video I did with Nick LaGloria on flood legends, a lot of people don't know about that research that he was collaborating and collating it together. All the research, bringing it together in one volume, and he's working on another one. And what you're doing is also very much complementing all of the needed research that needs to get out there.
Another thing that we've offered is an opportunity for folks to come on digs with us. Now, we cannot take huge groups of people, obviously, but we're trying to create opportunities where students can come for a week or several days with their family and dig with us. in Montana or in Colorado or Utah or Oklahoma. We have several digs that we go to throughout the year. So that's another thing that we're working on. We're trying to figure out, how to do this. But most of the dig operators are working with us, and they really like to have extra people come for the same time period, because that these are all mostly homeschool families or private Christian families who are trying to support their families on these ranches. So this money helps them. And so when we get a larger group to come when we go to dig, it helps them financially. So we're just trying to pray through this and work through it and try to figure out ways to involve more people.
That's exciting. I know if I can work it out, I'll be there in a heartbeat. It sounds like that, and going to the Grand Canyon with my buddy Nate Loper and Canyon Ministries, and places I would love to take myself and my family and friends. And do you have those dates published yet, or are you still working
No,
that
no,
out?
no, no.
Okay.
That's still in its infancy.
Okay, I thought so.
Right now, we are going to dig in Oklahoma, probably in April, late April. Oklahoma can be pretty brutal in the summer, so we like to get there early. So there might be an opportunity there. But again, everything is just in its infancy in terms of that. There was one other thing I was going to mention to you, but it slipped my mind. But no, we're trying to work this in such a way where we travel to your location, where we come to you with all this equipment in this lab. So you don't have to pack up your family and drag them halfway across the country to have an experience. We believe we can do this nationally. Oh, yes. The one thing we're really in need of is drivers to help us, because we have to drive this rig from
Hmm.
Seattle, Washington, clear across the country. So we're all in. We're Ruth and I are totally committed to this. But it'd be nice to have people who would be willing to fly in at our expense and help us drive the rig to where we need to go, and then we'll fly them back home, or work things out otherwise that way. So that's a real need that we do have, because we're both pushing 70, and this is getting hard for us.
It's a long drive, and for this coming down to El Paso, Texas, we're grateful that you guys can come down and serve and minister to us, and help educate our students. And we'll be praying for that. And as you see on here, those watching, that there are scholarships available. Our goal as the Creation Network in El Paso is that every student that wants to participate will be able to participate. And
Yeah.
we have labs Wednesday and Friday. Please sign up so we can plan accordingly, and do it soon. And we do have the deadlines listed on the website. And we'll end the week with a great conference where everyone can attend that wants to attend. And we'll, of course, have the Lord's Chicken, Chick-fil-A, provided that day. And I think it's going to be excellent, and that you guys can be a part of that. And well, we're so excited, Dr. Armitage. And is there any other way that we can be praying for you and your ministry, and your and DSTRI as well? How can people support you guys?
Well, pray that we can be even more successful in our publication attempts. We did find some resistance from some of the journals, but it was interesting because they didn't really come out and say, "Well, we don't want to publish this for this or that or the other reason." One of the objections was, "You have too many references," and I thought, "Wow, okay." I thought the goal is to have as many possible references as you can. But that was one rejection that we got. So we would like to be in more journals, I think. The other thing we're hoping to do is to present. COVID has really messed up the whole scientific industry in terms of presentations, conferences. Everything's been canceled or gone virtual, and they're very low attended. And so we're hoping that in 22, we'll be able to present at some of these scientific meetings. So pray for that we can get published in different more journals, and present at some of these meetings, because we want our scientific colleagues to see this information too. So that's a very important part of what we're trying to do.
Thanks again, guys, for watching, and please share the show so more people will engage with the truth.